up, YouTube? It's been a long friggin' while, but we are back.
It's been a whole 2 minutes.
Deadly dynamic duo, or whatever you want to call it. Right.
We now come to you live with a Q&A.
Yeah.
The first Q&A of 2020.
We've had like a few DMs, but we've categorized them into the following 6 or 7 questions. First question.
I don't know, in terms of this question, I see myself in Rome for the next 6 months at least. Due to current circumstances, I don't see myself moving anywhere anytime soon. You know, after the last 18 months, I just want to stay in the same location. I don't think I have any motivation or any will or willpower to actually travel and move. I see myself right here by the Colosseum. No tourists. Taking in all the good vibes, man, for this summer.
I see myself in a position where literally at like the click of my fingers I can book like a travel day and meet this guy out wherever, and that goes down to obviously having that financial job that keeps that constant sort of paycheck coming through, and having that flexibility of that job as well, and not having to sort of beg your boss on your knees just to get time off. So that's a win-win for me so far.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
For me, the answer is yes. I mean, I traveled throughout the whole COVID pandemic, so nothing really changes, honestly. If you have to travel, if you've got work to do, business to do, then you're gonna be able to travel. I mean, you're not gonna get rejected, basically. If you have to travel for an urgent reason or a viable reason. Obviously, during the COVID period, it was like more for health reasons, but
yeah, I wouldn't get too fussy about the sort of health precautions that you'll have to take. I mean, it's just a bit of a ball ache to put on a face mask when you're in bars and public transport, but is that really going to stop you from testing out new destinations and essentially landing that dream job? But if you're that fussed on whether certain places are going to be more popular, I don't think that should be in like a priority of your list when it comes to destinations of where to travel to. You don't have to rely on other people to make the scene, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
If you want like tourism, I think it's better that it's less popular if you don't have to queue up. It's not going to be fully booked out when it comes to like booking Airbnbs and that. So I think it is definitely worth it.
Yeah, it's a unique situation now. Most cities, there's just not that many tourists. They're going to be having like 60 to 70% less tourists this summer. So if you can, it's a great opportunity to travel. Regardless, these health precautions, they'll be around for a while. So you could be looking at the next 12 to 18 months with these health precautions. So it's more of a situation where we have to get used to living with this. I mean, if you think you're going to wake up tomorrow and there's going to be no virus, then you're basically in fantasy land.
Yeah.
It's like waking up tomorrow and they're going to announce that influenza has been eradicated. It's just not going to happen. So if you have the opportunity to travel, I would. And the fact that you can't go outside of Europe right now is even better. So
yeah, make most out of it, to be honest.
You don't have to wear face masks for 24 hours on a plane to Australia.
Because you've always got to take into consideration the amount of precautions there are now. What's stopping it from being 10 times worse, and them just completely cutting off all flights?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We could get that massive like spike, or at least they announce it anyway, and you know, a lot of places will essentially shut down. So, but if you're worried about being stuck abroad, you know, I don't know. I don't think it will change that fast that you're going to be stranded in the country.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. The next question leads on from this.
What question?
It's a fully loaded question, man. The topic of the year, probably the topic of the century.
I don't know how to like sort of take it like logically into its like time span and how it's going to affect us. But what I think about it right now is like the situation I'm in now. Yeah, it friggin' sucks, man. I think it's needed. I think it was actually needed for a lot of people to figure out if they were able to survive a lockdown in the situation they are in financially and in the location they are, to then get them thinking if they could survive another lockdown like this again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely a very big wake-up call for just about everyone. In terms of in all aspects of life, socially, health, mental health, savings. I mean, people who've not been saving money, who've just been living a, let's say, lavish lifestyle, blowing their salary every month, will get hit very hard because job cuts are coming thick and fast. The economy is being crushed basically worldwide. So it's like a wake-up call, and it makes you realign your priorities. It also brings back into focus health and shows why you should have a basic level of health and fitness, because the people who are going to survive these sorts of pandemics are people at a lower body fat percentage. Whether you like it or not, man, the science does not lie. Diseases don't discriminate over body positivity.
For the many people out there that are, you know, losing their jobs and are sort of financially unstable, they're looking at other people with stable jobs that are financially stable. They're saying, well, aren't you the lucky ones? I mean, isn't that a part of the game, to make your own luck? And then at the end of the day, if you're behind, you're gonna say how unlucky you are.
Yeah,
I don't think that makes sense.
I wouldn't call them lucky. I'd call them the smart
I'd call
ones.
them prepared.
Yeah,
because it's sort of like a paradox. Like it's very unlucky that Corona came at this time, but then what happens when you would have been financially stable? Would it have also came at the right time? You know what I mean?
yeah. It's never gonna come at a convenient time for you, so that's the whole point of it. It's a tough one, man, but you can discuss this situation for a good 3.5 hours, man.
Yeah, you can go around in circles.
But I think it was needed. That's the main thing. We'll move on from COVID and move on to some other questions. Number 4.
COVID's a pretty fucking dark question, man. I can't remember the last time someone fucking celebrated COVID, unless it was a fucking
after lockdown party.
Yeah.
Post lockdown revival.
The cops getting involved and fucking making TikToks.
Yeah.
You'll probably know this a bit more than I do, because it's sort of a part of your job to travel.
Don't be a nerd.
Don't be a nerd.
Nah. Basically.
You're trying to say fucking nerds are unsociable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm one of them. I categorize myself in that category. I'm doing a PhD, so I'm a nerd. But no, you just have to be very relaxed about it and open-minded. Be comfortable with approaching people. Be comfortable to sign up to social events, sports, getting involved in anything that's like group-based. Be comfortable with going out. When you get invites to events, actually go to them, because that's the easiest way to meet people.
I think it's a big booster if you put no expectations on something. So if you don't know a group of people and you're one person at a group and you've been invited, you don't necessarily have to put that expectation that you're going to like all of them, because that's obviously going to stop you from going and relying on that one person to be there. Like, you need to be able to make your own friends, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if it is a shitty night or it doesn't live up to expectations, like if you're traveling, you're in another country, so you're not really owed anything in the first place. It's more of a bonus that you get invited to things, so why turn them down?
Yeah. You just have to be friendly, because there's other people who are going to be in your situation as well. You're not the only, in some cases, you're not the only solo traveler, so most people will be happy to actually meet someone else. A lot of people have that misconception of that people are not friendly or willing to actually make friends, but it's actually the opposite.
Yeah, you're sort of shooting yourself in the foot when you say that, because the people that hear that sentence of, oh, people aren't friendly, they're probably thinking in their head, maybe you're not the friendly one.
Yeah.
So you sort of have to call yourself out at times when you're not as social as you'd like to be. I don't think you should put pressure on yourself either to be that social guy or to get everyone to like you, because it's just impossible getting everyone to like you.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you like yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah, the other point is obviously the language barrier. Depending where you are, that's also another factor. But of course,
but obviously with apps and stuff, what's stopping you from, I don't know, spending your good 10 minutes in the toilet learning a couple of sentences?
Yeah. which is very lucky that if you obviously speak English as your primary language, or you have English, then you're pretty much sorted
spoiled.
anywhere. It's always the default language. Even if it's not the most spoken language, in terms of the number of people, it's the most widely spoken, in that you'll find it in pretty much every country of the world.
That sort of links into a previous one of like
Yeah.
not having any expectations. If you're going around thinking you're this flashy guy who like walks around with this false rep, you've already lost it, because you're always going to be fighting a battle against you, and you're never going to be good enough once you hit a stage where you feel so confident that you need to replicate that in every situation.
Yeah.
You got to come through like if you're a homeless person or something, and just realize that you're not as much as you think you are.
At wasps.
Don't know what that
It's
was.
the local wildlife. Yeah, I totally agree, Matt.
You need to be okay with looking stupid, because you'll still have fucking 10 fingers by the end of it. Like if you come out looking like an idiot, at least you've tried and you've learned at doing something, rather than thinking you're too good to try at something.
Yeah, you'll sleep much better at night knowing if you've taken the actual risk, that you actually, I don't know, approached a group of people, or approached a woman, or whatever you did. You have nothing to lose. And obviously for me it's like, don't set any expectations like this is going to be the best night of my life, or this holiday is going to be like the best trip of my life. Like, everything is like seasonal, and everything is relative to its own situation. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as like drinking and external substances just to gain confidence either. I think
If you can't do it while you're sober, then you can't be relying on a drink, man, to help you do it.
yeah, it's just a word like reliance. Like it's a big issue.
Yeah.
And when you notice that you are reliant on drinks, maybe that is the issue.
It's the same with working out. If you can't go to the gym without pre-workout, I don't think you should be in the gym.
Yeah.
If every time you need to go to the gym you need to smash 2 white monsters, you have a
Or if
fucking
you need a
caffeine
training
addiction.
partner or something, and you might as well fucking rent them. Like,
If I'm not
pay for a
training with
rent.
Mike O'Hearn, I can't go to the gym. But yeah, I totally agree with that, man, about confidence. And also, it's basically, and don't put anyone on a pedestal.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
was
other
going to
one.
say that. I was going to say that as well, because once you start doing that, it becomes like a big turn off for a lot of people, because maybe they were just living the same life as you was, like living, breathing, eating, doing the same
Yeah.
thing, and they just wanted to meet up with you, but then all of a sudden you make it look like you're on a throne or something. They really don't know how to react to that,
Yeah.
because they just want to be treated like fucking normal.
Yeah, I think with confidence is the more you put yourself in so-called uncomfortable situations, the easier it becomes for you. The more you get used to being outside of your comfort zone, the easier it becomes. And obviously a lot of people have this quote about getting into uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't change overnight though. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest going out and making up numbers in your head and like talking to 50 random groups just to prove a point.
get 15 numbers in one night.
'Cause you know you're not going to normally do that like on a normal night out anyway, unless that's your thing. Like, I'm not going to hold you back to it, but
You're watching too much RSD.
it's got to come over time. It's got to be a thing that you can look back on and think, well, I used to look back. Like, you got to be able to look back and think, oh, what a friggin' weirdo I used to be. My best friend was my right hand. Is it friggin' worth watching all these crazy like Insta videos on how to get ripped when they're like lifting up their like pets and shit?
When they're lifting their fridge,
Yeah.
squatting their fridge and overhead pressing their sofas. I mean, the gym is a no-brainer. A lot of people are very worried, obviously, about safety and all that, but I mean, currently there's not been any cases of people catching COVID and COVID being spread and like gyms being closed down because of that. And gyms have reopened for a long time now. We're talking at least 6-7 weeks in America, and a lot of parts of the world have been open for a long time. And they are keeping good hygiene levels. So the biggest worry for people is safety. But in terms of actual training, 100% return to the gym. I mean, no matter how good your home workouts are, home workouts all depends on the equipment you have, and most people cannot afford to spend that much money on equipment. And any gym piece, as you know, like machines, dumbbells, anything like this are expensive.
But then what's your views on the people that have tried to replace that gym experience and invested into equipment and now may believe that it's enough for them to just...
Yeah, if you have enough equipment, then by all means you can go ahead and train at home. Because at home is very comfortable. I mean, you have the equipment already there. But for me personally, yeah, I wouldn't want to train at home. I prefer like the gym environment, going into a different place, like the journey to the gym, get into a mindset and go in there. And also for me, it depends on the actual gym environment, because like where I train here in Rome, obviously.
There's always that guy that takes it to another level, like in terms of training, and has a better physique than you. And I think it's quite inspiring.
In an environment of champions, man, of professional competitors. So that pushes you as well in your workouts. Like,
it must do.
You've got serious lifters basically in your gym, so that kind of environment pushes you.
Yeah, you can't compare that to freaking watching Arnold quotes on YouTube and epic music.
You see someone squatting 4 plates in your gym, it's fucking inspirational. So yeah, for me personally, I do think it's worth going back to the gym. And yeah, obviously, I mean, even if you do have equipment at home, I still don't think you're gonna come anywhere close to replicating the amount of gym equipment. It's a big investment financially.
How many times have you jumped another machine and felt it a little bit off just because the angle of the row machine is different or the seat's not comfy?
Yeah.
Like, you need that variation to get through the motions of hitting the muscle at a different angle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, you need that.
Just like variety. Yeah. If you only have like a squat rack at home and I don't know, you've been bench pressing for like 2 years, you want to switch to dumbbells, you have no dumbbells, what are you gonna do? You need to order a stack of dumbbells. You could easily spend 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 pounds on dumbbells. It's not cheap.
I wouldn't deny it. Like, if to hit like a physique goal, I think the home workouts are sufficient enough if you have the equipment. But it's more of like a mental thing, isn't it? Whether it's sustainable. Could you do home workouts for the next 10 years?
No, I think personally,
even if like
you could maintain, I don't think you could actually make a lot of gains at home. I think you can make progress, but you're gonna very quickly reach like that limit. It's become very difficult to continue to make progress. You could probably gain, I don't know, a few pounds of muscle through home workouts, but then I think you are going to reach a point where progressive overload becomes a lot harder, and it all depends on the equipment you have.
Another thing is like discipline. Like at home, let's say you stuck to, I don't know, 2-3 workouts a week. You're very easy just to slip up, but once you have that mentality of like sticking to a schedule and actually making it to the gym, you're more likely to just like pack your bag, go to the gym, have it there, and then get home and then feel guilty about not going to the gym, so sort of forced to go, to make the journey.
Yeah.
So
I think at home it's a lot easier. I know I skipped a lot of workouts at home, man.
Yeah, man.
I just fucked off a ton of workouts.
Yeah, I sort of based it around whether I would like have 6 packets of crisps or not. And once I had that, I knew I was gonna have a shit workout, so I skipped it.
It's like, man, when your gym is just that close to the fridge, man, it's just dangerous. I mean, do I want to eat a tub of Ben and Jerry's cookie dough or do squats?
Get hella pumped.
I don't know, man. I feel I'd rather eat that cookie dough. But I think that's our last question. Our last official question.
Okay, we'll probably jump to another Q&A in a different location.
Yeah.
So
that's update number 1.
Blackout.
Can we have the next slide, please? Can we have the next slide, please?